I'm Brandon Muller from Goshen, Indiana, and I drive a 2016 Fiat 500. My motivation for getting an electric vehicle, I really wasn't in the market looking for an electric car. I was in a couple bad accidents that were not my fault. And as we were coming out of COVID, there were supply chain issues with the used car market. And after these accidents, I could not find the car that I wanted. And so I found this car, this Fiat at a used car lot, and I took it out and I'm like, well, this is kind of fun. I could get behind this, and ended up buying it. And so I kind of became an electric driver by default, and it's been great. It's a great little commuter car for what I do, driving forth from between Elkhart and Goshen, and I didn't purposely go out looking for an electric car. It kind of found me. I never use a public charger. I always charge at home. I plug in non-peak hours starting at 10 o'clock, and that gets me enough charge that for the next day, it gets me ready for the next day. So that's worked out great. Charging at home with a regular 110 outlet, it's been perfect. With the Fiat, it is very quick and can take the turns pretty fast. The most maintenance I've had to do this car is new tires. I enjoy engines, I enjoy motors. So the electric car has been a real change because I don't have to put new belts on and do the maintenance that goes along with the conventional engine. I haven't really had to do any maintenance to it besides new tires and just cleaning it out, once it gets full of your stuff from driving it every day. But it's been super reliable, and even in the wintertime, I've never had any issues with maintenance or needing to constantly change oil or anything. It's been outstanding. I had a 1999 Toyota 4x4 pickup before this. I had that for about 2 weeks, and then that was totaled in an accident. And so that's why I went from a 4x4 pickup to the Fiat, with 100-mile range. So like 100 miles, I remember thinking like that's not enough range, but really for a commuter car, for what I use it for, it's the perfect amount. It's a lightweight car, and wherever I go in Elkhart and St. Joe County, it's more than enough range. I kind of collect old cars and like to build muscle cars. So I have a 63 Ford Galaxy and a 69 F-250. And then I have a Honda that I drive, old Civic Si. And then I got 4 motorcycles. And so I like mechanical things. And so if I need range to go out of state, I usually drive my Honda. But yeah, I'm always kind of tinkering on automobiles, cars and whatnot. South Bend and back. Yeah, and like as the crow flies, South Bend and back on the bypass. Sometimes, if we're looking for maybe we're looking for restaurants in Elkhart on a Friday night, we might have to stop at different spots, and my mileage gets low because you're driving all over Elkhart. But the longest I've gone is South Bend. My parents got a Honda Hybrid, and that's the first hybrid vehicle that I ever drove, and I was really impressed. Besides like this sound of a choir singing when it takes off, it was really a nice vehicle for a van. Really impressed. And so my parents they're interested in it, and the fact that it's not a hybrid, that it's fully electric, is intriguing to a lot of people. I like a compact car, hatchback. That's not really popular. A lot of like new cars being sold, manufactured are hatchbacks, and compacts are kind of a dwindling market, but it's what I like, and everybody's been supportive. I may get comments about how small it is, but I'm like, well, you can pay my gas prices. Like I could care less, but Yeah, normal reaction is supportive. My kids at school are usually, they're the ones that like make fun of it and it's not cool. But I'm like, well, you're riding the school bus, so what do you know? You know, a lot of my stuff I have is older. And so it's really nice having Bluetooth capability and having all the bells and whistles that come along stock with the Fiat. You know, that's pretty great. It is an attractive point of the Fiat, is having some modern technology in a vehicle that I drive, because normally I don't have that. Well, I mean, you got to have the infrastructure, and through like, you know, Biden Build Back plan. I think that's coming down the works as far as chargers in areas that aren't on the toll road. I know, you know, that's some of the issue now, is we just don't have the infrastructure quite built up to charge. We're doing some stuff in parking lots, and I see stuff at like libraries, but that's the bigger issue, is a fast charge that if I wanted to go beyond my range, I could, and easy access to it. And we're just not quite there yet. And so I think once that infrastructure is built, it's a pretty easy transition for people to adopt, you know, an e-vehicle. You know, like I said, it's just been great. It's such a clean, quick, maintenance-free vehicle to drive. So I think once people experiment with it and try it, they're like, "Wow, this is a paradigm shift," you know. Yeah, just more on like maybe county roads or state roads, maybe like local gas stations. And I know that's part of it, like having that transition where you'd have conventional gas stations that have a pump, but you just don't normally see that in the community so much. That'd be nice to see more of that instead of on the toll roads. Because I mean, I don't hit the toll road with my e-vehicle, and I don't have that kind of range, and I'm not going to go to North Carolina or out of state with my car. Just having an infrastructure and having smart chargers where you're charging on convenient spots. Right off of Beardsley and Elkhart, there was a local. It was a used car lot. I had looked at various cars. I kind of knew what I wanted in a compact and in a hatchback, and there just wasn't stuff out there, or it was just so expensive, or you had to travel to northern Michigan to find it. So it was nice finding something, finding the Fiat local, and you know, it's right on my way to school. And it was after all this, a month of looking for cars, it was nice to finally find something just like real close by. As far as a commuter car goes, I think it's important to like think about your range and where I think it's always less than what we imagine. Like I said, you know, a 100-mile range to me felt like it wasn't very much, but it turns out it's more than enough for what I do and where I go during the day. So like understand what you want out of your car, and understand the limitations of if you're a traveling salesman, maybe, you know, a 100-mile range Fiat wouldn't be what you want, but for what I have and for my purposes, it's been great. So a lot of it depends on what your daily needs are as a driver. I would encourage people to go beyond your, you know, misconceptions or conceptions about what an electric car is, and give it a shot, you know, and once you try it, I'm a believer. You know, I love my electric car. It's been great as far as just clean and maintenance free, and it's one less thing to mess around with, if opposed to I had a gasser. You know, and like I said, I'm a musclehead. You know, I love engines, but my electric car has been great, and don't be scared to experiment a little bit and be like, let's see what this is all about, because it's pretty neat. The price point was right. You know, I got it right in my price range, low mileage, and like it's kind of a no-brainer. But you know, that's all really. It's been by far my most reliable car.